FC Alliance ESL U6 Practice number 2. The main coaching points are when the players are dribbling, they need to keep the ball close and see where they're going. Practice number 2 begins with dribbling in a grid. Make sure the players know where the boundaries are. Use either 4, 6, or 8 cones to create the grid. Give them different types of dribbling. Here the players begin with dribbling with the right foot only. To keep things interesting, play Dribble Mania quite often during the warm-up. Players should remember the game from the previous practice, but you may have to remind them. This week, players should begin restarting the warm-up from the cone smoothly when you instruct them. Give them new types of dribbling. Here, the players have moved to left foot only. And really emphasize players using both feet. It's so important to develop this skill at an early age. Of course, here you see we're back to Dribble Mania as the players quickly try to find a cone. They don't want to be the last one to find a cone. Boxing is the last type of dribbling we will do in the warm-up of practice number 2. Players will be playing the ball between the insides of their 2 feet. There are several important things to remember. First, they shouldn't kick the ball forward and chase after it. The ball should stay between their feet the entire time. Secondly, the focus should be on getting quicker with their feet. That's the emphasis, not so much running around with speed. Also, make sure players bend their knees a little bit so they're not standing straight up like mini Frankensteins. Encourage them to go quicker and quicker. And of course, end with Dribble Mania. The next part of the practice is the moves part. There's going to be 3 moves. Move number 1 is rakes. This is a move that players should start trying pretty slowly. But then as they get more and more confident and they learn how to roll the ball across their body with their feet, they can go ahead and pick up their pace. To see this move in depth, check out our moves video that's also posted on this YouTube channel. So it's time to learn a new game. This one is called Cone Attack. This should be built into the moves part of practice to help keep things interesting and fun. To play, put a number of cones, of course ones you can knock over or flip, in the grid. When you yell Cone Attack, players will attack the cones. Players can kick their ball against a cone from long range or short range, with the goal, of course, to knock it over. The only rule is they cannot step on the cones. When all the cones have been beaten up, ask the players how many they knocked over, and they'll give you all sorts of interesting numbers. Then flip the cones back over and get back to working on moves. The second move is rake and takes. This is a really important move to teach players. It teaches them to beat players using both feet and different parts of their feet. Here you're going to see the players working on the rake and take. To see it more in detail, you can go to our moves video. But the basic idea is this. Players will rake the ball with one foot across their body and then take it away with their other foot. It's typically easiest to teach players to take it away with the inside of their other foot. However, allow some creativity. And of course, you can see we've just gone to Cone Attack. After we finish Cone Attack, we move to the third and final move of practice 2, the V-turn. You can see in slow motion how it works. The player pulls the ball back with the bottom of their foot and then hits it behind them with the inside of the same foot. The move is also in our moves video to see it more in depth. The V-turn might seem awkward and clumsy at first. However, players will eventually start getting better at it. It's important because it teaches balance and reinforces using multiple parts of your foot in a move. After they have shown some progress, play a final game of Cone Attack. By now, they will start getting more competitive and try to be the first to knock a cone over. After all that great skill work, it's time to reward players with a game. The third and final part of practice 2 is a 2v2 or 3v3 game. We start with the first variation, simply 2 players versus 2 players. You can have up to 3 teams, 2 play while 1 waits. If you have a team waiting, games should last no longer than 3 minutes. Reinforce the same coaching points from the dribbling exercises. Keep the ball close and see where you are going. Add in a third coaching point. Give your teammates space when they have the ball. This won't be easy as players this age love to gravitate towards it. However, be patient and stay positive. The second variation of this game is the Belgian variation. In this version, players will not only learn how to beat goalkeepers on shots and finishes with lots of repetition, but they will also get experience playing goalkeeper. This is very crucial. because it can help potential future goalkeepers develop a passion for the position. The idea is simple. You have a goalkeeper and either one or two field players. Every time a goal is scored, a new player goes to goal for each team. It helps to have a rotation. So every goal equals 2 new goalkeepers, 1 for each side. Goalkeepers may use their hands to save it and restart play. Use the same coaching points from the first variation, but you can also begin encouraging players to shoot towards the corners of the goal. A byproduct of this exercise is that it helps players with decision making. It works on the concept of when to dribble and when to pass. Give players some space to learn this on their own. However, if a player does the same thing over and over, like just kicking it, or putting their head down and dribbling into defenders, remind them to consider their options when they have the ball. As a team gets better and better, they can also begin dropping the ball to the goalkeeper, who will receive it with his or her feet, and then they, of course, can dribble or pass out of the back. Good luck with practice 2.